Good evening and thank you for joining us. The Ontario government is walking back plans to slash municipal funding. Premier Doug Ford announced this morning that his government has decided not to proceed with the announced funding cuts to public health, childcare, tourism, and conservation authorities. This comes following strong protests from municipal leaders who have warned that the cuts would force them to raise taxes and slash services. Colin DeMello has more. It remains one of Thunder Bay's most disturbing cold cases. Back in 1994, a newborn baby boy was found frozen to death inside a garbage bag near Boulevard Lake. The child, known only as Baby Doe, has never been identified, and no arrest has ever been made. Now, 25 years later, police are hoping that some 21st century technology will finally provide a break in the case. Ryan Benazzo explains. A much-anticipated report on missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls was released today at a ceremony. In it, the commissioners call on the government to stop what they call a genocide. That report is being met with a mixed reaction from the executive director of the Ontario Native Women's Association. She says although the report paves the way for a better tomorrow, it's impossible to forget the stories of survivors and families who were calling for justice so many years ago. 4 months after barring the U.S. government from purchasing Huawei technology, new reports suggest the White House is mulling over an executive order to expand the ban to all U.S. companies. Annie Bergeron-Oliver has more on what this means for Huawei and for Canada. It was a busy year for news in Thunder Bay, with 2 major elections, 2 healthcare strikes, and several high-profile criminal cases at the city courthouse. Stay with us as over the next hour we recap the top stories of 2018. Hello, I'm Nima Rajan, and welcome to Northwest Newsweek. The Pikangikum First Nation is in the midst of a mass evacuation after a fast-growing wildfire threatened that community. The fire broke out Wednesday evening and quickly expanded to over 3,000 hectares. The Canadian Armed Forces are spearheading the evacuation, and a Hercules military aircraft brought the first evacuees into Thunder Bay on Thursday night. Here's the latest on xtalks.com. In a world where popular beverages such as coffee and sparkling water can be made at home with the touch of a button, it's no surprise that there is now a similar device that can be used to make liquid supplements, such as protein shakes. GoodPod is a sports nutrition startup that has developed a Keurig-like device for making liquid nutrition supplements, and they have just secured their biggest deal yet with Glambia Performance Nutrition. Hello, I'm Nima Rajan, editor and webinar moderator for xtalks.com, and welcome to this edition of Xtalks Vital. UK alcohol giant Diageo has been seen having serious discussions with at least 3 major Canadian cannabis producers. So it seems that the company is following in the footsteps of their competitors and looking into producing cannabis-infused beverages. This might be due to the fact that the company has been experiencing flat sales in their portfolio of global alcohol products. And what other controversies and breaking news stories will Thunder Bay see as we head into 2019? Well, you'll have to tune into TBT NewsHour to find out. Thank you for joining us for this recap of 2018's top stories. I'm Nima Rajan, wishing you all the best in the new year. Well, Shane, snow was in the air this Valentine's Day, but it looks like we won't be seeing much of that white stuff this weekend.
Yep, this weekend.
Now, I don't want to jinx it, but it looks like Mother Nature is giving us a break finally. Let's take a look at the conditions across the country first. To the west in Vancouver, at this hour, they are sitting at -2 degrees, a bit of snowfall in that area. Prince George, pretty cold there, -23 at this hour. Good evening, I'm Nima Rajan, and welcome to Headline News. Major upheaval in Ottawa as Veterans Affairs Minister Jody Wilson-Raybould resigns from cabinet. The move comes in the wake of allegations that the Prime Minister's office pressured her during her time as Canada's Attorney General to help SNC Lavalin avoid criminal prosecution. Robin Gill reports. The RCMP is cracking down on international money laundering, charging more than a dozen people connected to organized crime.
We believe that this network was occupying a primary place in the money laundering world in Montreal.
The network allegedly used connections in Iran and Dubai to funnel cash into drug exporting through Colombia and Mexico. Kenora Rainy River MPP Greg Rickford planned an intimate evening with him Thursday in an effort to raise funds for the benefit of the Thunder Bay Atikokan, Superior North and Rainy River PC riding associations. However, he probably didn't plan to see a dozen ralliers outside the private venue on the city's south side. Multiple OPSU and other union members gathered outside the private residence before the event started at 7 p.m. to express their displeasure with the PC government's latest funding cuts. At a cost of $750 per ticket, the event was promoted as a fun time with food, drinks, and great conversation. However, the only conversation that ralliers wanted to have with the PC cabinet minister was about the latest changes to the Ontario Autism Program. President of the Thunder Bay Family Network, Sharon Back, compared the price of the tickets to the costs that parents of autistic kids incur daily. No one from the PC party was available for comment today. There'll be another rally held on Friday at 4 p.m. at the OPSU office. MPPs Michael Gravel and Judith Monteith-Farrell are expected to be there. There'll also be a check presentation at the event from OPSU to the Thunder Bay Family Network. The groups plan to work together to host more rallies in order to get their message across to the PC government.
We need province-wide solutions, not solutions that are just coming from one part of the province.
Dr. Allison says he hopes Team Care will expand to other clinics within the community. Lawson says she wants the program to encourage patients to take advantage of the many other services provided by Norwest for the community. Nima Rajan, TBT News.